Okay, so this is the national highway where people pass by. It's the Biliran Circumference Road so far. This is the way in and out our farm. So I'm gonna walk you through our farm today. I'm sorry because this is impromptu. So what I did this morning is I cleaned the pathway to our farm because it's full of garbage, organic garbage, so to speak. As a matter of fact, in a few minutes from now, you will see uh, a carabao dung or a carabao shit. Animals of some people who pass by our farm also poop on our pathways, just like this. It dries up, it's a good fertilizer. So we're getting near our farmhouse. It's actually a typhoon shelter. We built that. My sister and I built it after Yolanda, after that very terrifying disaster that killed thousands of people in Tacloban and Palo in Leyte. Out of fear, we built that typhoon shelter. The whole of these are coconut trees, and these coconut trees have been planted by my grandparents. Uh, and every after 3 months, my parents, aunts, and uncles would harvest coconuts. We're climbing up. My father created this pathway for us to have access to and from our farm. We actually bought a parcel of land down there in the national highway to build or to create that access. I'm running out of appropriate English terms. So this is our farm, and it's kind of clean. I wanted the farm to be clean and in order because I don't want messiness and dirt. So in this farm, my parents planted a lot of things. Some are fruit trees, some are vegetables such as peppers and eggplants and tomatoes, as well as spices such as onions. But you will see some dwarf coconuts and bananas. Right here, I wanted to have a badminton court so that when I go home, I can play with some of my cousins here. Right here are, or is what we call the flower garden that was initiated by my sister. Okay, there you go. And right here you'll see some Hawaiian pineapples. Actually, we have harvested two, and they're great. Very sweet pineapple. Uh, I bought these hammocks from Decathlon in Singapore, and every time I'm home, I put on these hammocks here under the jackfruit trees. It's kind of fresh here. The breeze from the mountains is actually cold, and I like it. I like it here. So now we're going to what my mom and her uh, relatives are actually doing. So what she's doing right now is what we call budbud, or in our dialect we call it iraid. It's actually comprised of cooked sweet potato, and what's inside is a sweetened coconut or a sweetened desiccated coconut. And this is yam. It's a different delicacy that they're cooking today, apart from the budbud or iraid. Look how busy they are. You wanna give us some smile? Yeah, Loretta. Okay. She's smiling for you guys. Okay. Right there are, or rather, is the sound system. I bought these 2 years ago. The Filipinos are fond of singing. We call it video karaoke, and well, we have it here in our farm. We have some dogs here, and in the Philippines we call these dogs askals. I don't actually know their specific breed, but they're here to sort of guard us from invaders. Well, I have bought my own husky, and she's right here, okay, winking at you. This is a Siberian husky I bought 5 months ago, and she's actually 7 months old. This is our typhoon shelter. It's solid concrete. It's kind of messy because my mother puts a lot of stuff here, plus my father's other equipment. And right there is the toilet. I think this is kind of a solid shelter that can house a few people when typhoons batter our country. This is a kampong here that we have, like some sort of how people build kampongs today, which is quite different from how kampongs look like decades ago. There you go. My luggage are there. You're just seeing my farm. You're not seeing my house in the town proper. What you see here is my mountain bike. I brought this straight from Singapore, and it's a gift for my father, but I don't think he's gonna use this often. So when I'm home, I'm gonna use this to tour around Biliran province with some friends who also love biking. I'm using a road bike in Singapore, so that's fine. This is another kampong that we have. It's actually a kitchen where things are cooking, for example, washing dishes are done here. And moving forward is our dirty kitchen, where we actually cook food using firewood or charcoal. Plus, of course, you see roosters. That's one. That's another. And there's lots of roosters out there. These are the roosters of my father. And you know, these roosters are some kind of special roosters because they are being bred to fight. Cockfighting is very common in the Philippines. So wherever you go in the Philippines, especially in the rural areas, even in mainstream Manila, you see roosters being bred for cockfighting. Okay, and they come in different colors. That's another one there, and that's another one there near my hammocks. Right here is a shelter for our goats. We had lots of goats, I think 6 months ago, but now we only have one, a pregnant mom, and I think she's due to give birth in a few months. He's right there. There you go. And this is the shelter here. They're being fed by some leaves or weed by our house helper. Okay, right there is Chadari. Hi Chadari, can you please smile? Say hi. Hi. She takes care of our animals here. Except the roosters. The roosters are being taken care of my father. Where are the kids, Shadari? Where are the little goats? Okay. So we're going back. I think I'm gonna show you our cow, our pregnant cow. But I think we'll pass through a few more plants uh, by my mom. She likes gardening. She likes planting crops, vegetables, and so on. This is, I think, a family, or this belongs to the family of jackfruits or durians, but I don't actually know the name of this. We don't eat we don't eat this ripe. The fruits, the fruit of this type of fruit tree, we eat it raw, mixed with coconut milk and other spices. It's actually good. That's another one there, and this is a dwarf banana. We call it mundoy here. This is a soursop, another banana, another coconut, and my parents are planting a few Hawaiian pineapples on the side of our fence. We also have cacaos here. It's actually the source of cocoa. For those of you who love chocolate, cacao is one of the best sources of chocolates. There you go. We have kangkongs here and bitter gourd. I actually harvested 3 bitter gourds yesterday, and we cooked that for dinner. We also have papayas here. The papayas here are kind of special because my mom actually chooses the best papaya seeds to give us the biggest papayas in the province, I should say. So this is the whole of our farmhouse. We have a gazebo right there where most of our eating and drinking happen. That's one cottage, and that's our shelter. And on top is just actually an extension of that shelter. I think my dad wanted to use the space, so he built that, and we actually sleep there every night. And it's good because we get natural air. The breeze from the mountains is actually cold, and I like it in the evening. So we don't need an air conditioning unit. But I think at the back of that, you would see one air conditioning unit. I installed that there. I asked my father to install one because the shelter is very hot during the day, and when there are visitors, well, we can clean the shelter, and if it's hot, then I think the visitors can actually use it. Okay. So I think that's it for this video. There's nothing special in this farm. It's what's actually special here is that it's the land of my grandparents, and I think I'm actually one of the heirs of my grandparents who happened to acquire this land together with my sister. That's our cow, and she's actually pregnant. She just gave birth, I think, a few months ago, and then she gets pregnant again. And I don't know where the baby cow is. I think she's roaming around. Here. I can't see him. So if you want to visit our farmhouse, feel free to visit. Visit us here. My parents would be glad to meet you and experience the best traditional Filipino hospitality right here in our farmhouse. Goodbye.